we're going to start recording.
Okay, everybody be careful, please.
We've been very rowdy. You ready?
Sure.
All right, the time is now 6:30 p.m. We're going to call to order the December 8th meeting of the Tilton Planning Board. We'll get started right away by having our first case, which is site plan review for 276 Main Street. The proposal to make necessary retrofits and operate a burrito restaurant. So I will turn it over to you.
You wanna share? I'll share. No? Okay.
I looked this over before, that's why I'm not. I looked at it before, so we can look at
So
it.
what happened to Catherine? Is she okay?
Yeah,
Okay. Like, nothing changed anything?
Joe is the alternate, so he's here.
Joe, I don't think so. Joe, I know that, honey. I wasn't knocking you. I was just asking
Hey,
about
you know
Catherine.
Catherine Dawson, okay?
If
I
you,
admit that, I admit that.
no, there's only one or two brainiacs in town.
All right, we're
She's
reviewing
one of
the
them.
application.
Okay.
Judy did one.
Judy. Yes, okay.
All right. Everybody had a chance to review it. Any comments? Any more?
Do all the mills and or not applicable have to be?
Yeah, but I think they are.
Decided.
I'd like to make a motion that site plan, application, PV 15-22 should be accepted as substantially complete.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. My name is David Krause. I'm the land surveyor on the project. Marcus O'Neill is the owner.
Chad.
Chad is
Partner.
partner. Chad gets things done, I know that. And you're the contractor?
No, I'm
No,
with
something
282, yeah.
Okay, see? The property is the former Pat's This and That, I guess is what most of you would be familiar with. It's probably been a few other things over the years, I'm sure. We did submit a copy of a boundary survey that was done in 1988. I was involved in it. I worked with Mr. Derbyshire at the time. It's this property here. There's really no questions in the boundaries at this time. They're looking to retrofit the existing building. They're not planning on doing any work outside besides some cosmetic work. The lights they're added, which we've submitted copies of. The sign is will be going in on the right-hand side, which we've also submitted a prototype copy of. There's not planning any grading or anything. The river's back here. It's paved up front with a sidewalk right to the doors. This was a conceptual floor plan that we've come up with. Property is here, just an overview. If you're looking at the building, on the left-hand side is where they're proposing to put the restaurant. Seating up front, men's room, women's room, kitchen and work area, and in the back, refrigeration unit, storage, food prep. There's currently no plans to do anything on the right-hand side if you're looking at it, to my knowledge. That's correct. There will be a lockable slider in the middle in order to access that should they need to. There's a deck out back that's existing. I know they've been working on it. We do have a letter from the Tilton Northfield Fire and EMS that I believe Dari has a copy, as far as the fire department is acceptable with how things are working so far. I can pass this around And Dara, do they have a copy of that or not? quite yet?
No, but I do have a copy
I
of
can see,
it.
we just received it today, so.
So it's a patio back there, or
No,
dining
it's-
area, or
It's
what?
just a deck, it's not gonna be, it's an existing deck, it's kind of like a loading,
Oh, okay, so it's
area.
not for, retail use,
no.
consumer use, okay.
So it's more of a dock.
Well,
I'm just trying to
Yeah,
envision.
no, right
In the
now,
past, it was a loading dock.
Yeah, there's a deck back there with double doors, you know, what it may be in the future, we don't know.
There's
It's not
no
part of the
inside access to it through your space, is there?
current- So,
I-
Well, they can get out through that, there's a
So they would
walkway.
come through the dry good area?
No,
See, that
no, they
doesn't,
would have to go through there and
Yeah.
out that way, so yeah.
I'm sure you'll work it out.
We submitted a kind of a narrative that discusses a lot of the issues, I can go back over them if you like. A lot simpler than some of your proposals you guys have seen in the past. Be happy to entertain any questions the board has.
You've been to the sewer commission yet?
Yes, I submitted the application today. It was just brought to our attention today as well, and we took care of it right away. All fees have been paid.
When you say you're doing nothing to the right side, you're not gonna use it for storage or anything?
no, I own the building, and whether, with the future, like, whether I'll rent that to some other business, or whether the restaurant does well and will
Expand.
expand and submit a proposal for that, I don't, you know.
What were the hours of business?
We're gonna be closed Monday, and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
This is
Saturday, and
Joseph.
Sunday, 10:30 to approximately 10 p.m. at night.
Hello. So, how it
This
looks.
is Joseph. Oh, hi, Roger.
Place for you guys to go after the late night planning board meeting.
Pardon?
Already in.
A place for you to go after the late night
Oh,
planning
yeah.
board meeting.
Okay.
I remember when they used to go to 11, I know that's been a while, but.
Yes, we had that. Merry Christmas.
Any questions or comments from the board?
Should be on order.
Outside dining, no, outside dining. The Outback, if they, is there ordinance, I can't think of any restrictions that might be if they use that deck.
No, but right now you don't have any plans to do that, is that correct?
They'd have to come in and have something.
The deck's really not big enough to do a lot, is it?
I mean, you could probably put a couple tables out, I don't think it's quite adequate for that right now, there'd have to be.
I wouldn't like to
There's no,
admit that I didn't-
no cover over it currently either,
No.
which I think.
Yeah, it's open right now,
Yeah.
so.
With a couple of umbrellas on.
It doesn't lend itself to that right now, but
Your sign, is it just gotta be on the left-hand side?
Yeah.
No alcohol, right?
We do not currently have a license, but I am trying to get one. So the plan is to have alcohol there.
Beer and wine.
Beer, wine, well, the fees are such right now that it's easier to get the beer, and wine, and liquor license all together, as opposed to getting your beer and wine and then deciding later on that, oh, you know what? Maybe you wanna do margaritas or something small like that. It's not gonna be a huge bar in there at all. Just a couple drafts, couple wines, maybe some homemade margaritas, whatnot, but, we definitely don't wanna get into the late night.
Good.
That's just not what we're looking for at all. We're a restaurant, that would serve liquor, beer, wine, not a bar that serves food.
Very much like your neighbor at Tilton House of Pizza.
Yeah.
Correct.
Good to know.
Do you see parking as a problem at all?
I don't see it as a problem because we have a municipal lot, but I think we kind of checked, what was the number within a couple hundred yards?
Yeah, pretty much that the immediate area right out here, from all the way from in front of Onions, all the way down to in front of Tilton House of Pizza over that way. In that area, including the back spaces by the fire department and all that, there's about 200 municipal spots available.
So you plan on doing a lot of takeout, right? Are you trying to push the takeout more than the?
I would say that we're well suited to handle either. There's quite a bit of seating in the restaurant, but absolutely you could come in and we're going to be set up so you can come in and get a burrito and be on your way within 3, 4, 5 minutes as well. Yeah, so, but it's very comfortable and comfy inside too. If you want to come and sit down, you can do that as well.
Okay, I just remembered you saying something about takeout the last time we were here, so.
So, just for my own, getting it straight, would this business concept approximate burrito meat? You go in, you got a choice of burritos and you make them up. Grab a beer or an orange crush or something and you eat. Ta-da, right? Or with the school right up the hill, maybe they'll come in and they'll grab one and they'll leave. That kind of a.
Yeah, just conceptually, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, conceptually.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
a
that
little
you're
bit more
reading me
involved in
on
that
any-
with the menu, but yeah, basically that's it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Basically, that's it,
Ours is gonna be a lot better than burrito
Yeah.
And I'm good with burrito meat, so if you guys are better than that, hallelujah, I'll be in there all the time.
Well, at least we
Now,
have
you've
burritos
applied
that
for
are
all your
edible
permits
in
to
the
the
area.
health, the state.
Yay.
I'm in the
For the
process of
kitchen?
doing that
Okay.
now. That's
All
what
right.
my focus has been this week.
Okay.
When do you plan on opening?
Probably first week of January, probably like 3, 4 weeks.
Sweet. It's very ambitious, Chuck.
Yeah, we, it's coming together, pretty
That's good.
pretty
I'm
quickly,
happy for
so.
you. I'm just thinking, oh my gracious, that's a lot of work.
All right, are there any other comments from the planning board? I'll open it up to the public. You only have a neighbor here.
Distant neighbor too, I'm like four doors down.
I know. All right, we'll close it to the public then. Back to the planning board. I'll entertain a motion.
Do we have to address the waiver request first?
Well, I think that'll be a part of the, could be a part of the motion, the grant or not grant. You do know what, you have read what the waivers are. There's a waiver for a new boundary survey. Okay, and then there's a waiver for the topographical survey and grades. And I don't think there's gonna be anything done to grading, there's no grading required at all. And I don't believe they're doing anything that would involve the boundaries.
The building itself sits pretty much on the lot,
Yeah.
except for a little space on the sides and in the rear.
Can't we include that in the motion?
I don't know, maybe it makes sense to have a motion to accept the
two
submitted
requests.
waiver requests.
Should we do them separately or just
I
one?
would, I think, I feel like if a motion was made to accept all waiver requests that were submitted,
Okay.
probably.
I'll entertain such a motion then.
Make a motion to accept the waiver request in the letter from the licensed land surveyor dated November 19th, 2015.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed?
I said, yeah. Oh, you looking right at me.
She does that,
I
she
was
does
looking
that.
around the room.
Oh,
Yeah, that's how she looks around the
All right, and make sure that when you do the minutes that you spell out what the two waivers were for.
Okay.
I'd like to have those recorded. All right, now accept the motion to accept. Yep. With the, I would say that's the, when you do have the fire, right?
Yep.
With the condition that all state, federal, and local permits and conditions are met,
Including sewer.
including sewer. Well, that's included in this. State and
Water,
local,
sewer, wetlands.
all state, federal, and local
That's what it
permits,
says.
so that would be that. Okay,
Well, you pretty much said it.
all right, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
yes.
Aye. Opposed? All right,
Thank you, Madam
Well,
Chairman.
we'll be
Thank you very
down.
much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I think it'll be a welcome addition.
Yes.
Certainly, feeling really good about it, can't wait to get the doors open.
I can't wait either, so hurry up.
Trying.
I know, it's gonna be a bad time.
You should have brought samples for the board.
Yeah, oh, that's a good idea.
Margarita samples would be nice.
Yeah. Come in.
Next meeting, we'll be here.
Enjoy the rest of your evening, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
They were gonna build a thing.
All right, our next one is planning board case 1523, which, because you're adding an additional one, that's why you had to come before us and do a site plan. We're not used to usually getting these, so.
So my name's Nicholas Franks. I'm actually a carpenter down in Kittery, Maine,
Oh,
but it's my father who owns the building. And so he asked if I would sort of do the renovations and then subsequently make sure everything went through.
we're gonna look over the application.
Oh, sure,
and then-
yep, all right, great.
Okay,
No, it's fine.
no problem. Yeah.
Is it a? It was previously offices, in an apartment top. And so how it's set up, you could easily do two apartments on the first floor with no concerns.
I have a question. Required for application, the first four things aren't checked off one way or the other. And I was just wondering, is that because no fees or none of this applies?
I don't actually.
Under required for application.
Yep, no,
Um,
I think that was an oversight on my part.
yeah, me too. Let's see here.
I hadn't checked them because I hadn't quite finished them until I came in and paid the fees.
Oh, so those have been completed,
They are, yeah.
all in the affirmative, or not applicable, right?
Right.
Except for the completed application checklist, that one is not completed.
Apparently.
It
No,
will be,
I don't know. I had copies here. Somebody grabbed them all.
the reason we're bringing that up is that's been an issue in the past, and we've,
Not checked.
yeah.
I'll show this, here, take this one.
I believe, I don't have any copies of it. I believe Mr. Franks did submit a fairly thorough waiver request letter.
It's all mostly right here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Two bedrooms.
Is this gonna be two?
It's gonna be three, but he's building just the one. Changing the downstairs into a two-bedroom apartment.
Oh, okay.
It's apparently two upstairs now. That is correct, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
The two upstairs are single bedroom units, and the one downstairs will be a two-bedroom unit.
Okay. I think it's pretty clear cut, as they say, it's just because you're adding a third one that you need to come in for a site plan review.
Well, my question is, our zoning says that, We don't make more living units on the main street. I don't have it right in front of me.
What was that?
Yeah,
What was
check in the,
it? That
check in
is-
the downtown, it's in, somewhere in our zoning that
Really?
says that we don't make more living units in.
That's interesting.
How can that be legal?
I didn't write it.
I didn't say that.
Somebody did,
I have a building and you can't tell me I can't make a living unit in it. Doesn't seem legal.
In the
Definitions and
commercial
standards.
district? No, this is downtown.
Well, they were gonna put units in that building by the fire station.
Establishment of districts?
At one point, in that
So
building.
there's something about the
Now,
See who
now
can find
that's
it
where I'm
first.
going.
family apartments.
Right. So now,
Today I don't bring my book.
I'll let you look at it.
There's one back there on the back table.
So you're sure it's in here, huh? It
Because
must be.
we had the conversation prior in another building downtown, that's why I just wanna make sure that,
Right.
that we do it correctly. Because it's just a matter of a waiver type thing. We should take a recess.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, no, no.
Which one, Grandma?
There's a photograph in the
It's
application.
just, here's that, that's the parking lot next to Tilton's Pizza. And then the 3 doors down is the place that was just before.
Nothing specific about it,
No,
don't
me neither. Do you know of anything?
I can't think of what,
I can't.
what she's referring to.
I can't
I just know that, you know, four dwelling units per lot are permitted in the.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, this is here. But it doesn't say anything.
I'm not gonna say it.
table of
It's a
dimensional
chart right here.
values.
It's right here.
That's where it
It's
says,
right here.
yeah, and that's where it says for
For
dwelling
dwelling,
units,
yeah.
or lot or allowed.
Okay. And there's nothing about.
I don't see
districts
anything.
or
And then the charter permitted uses certainly allows it.
Yeah.
I'm guessing half the units downtown are dwelling units.
Right,
You
yeah,
know, I mean, there's storefronts and offices and lots of dwelling.
right.
I mean, yeah, I mean, we don't have anything saying we can't build taller buildings, right? Is there a height?
There is a height restriction, yeah, but,
How tall is it? Or whatever,
yeah,
stories?
35 feet, probably, I can't remember.
But that doesn't have anything to do with this one.
No, I'm just thinking if people can add an extra story.
Well, I mean, if there's a regular, it seems odd, I don't know, let's see what we find.
Judy, you said there was another issue with someplace else?
Yeah, what was that?
You got into it with the 262, I believe it is. And that was turned into an apartment from a storefront. Right here on the corner. In front of the, I'm gonna date myself, in front of Safari. Just gonna say the optical shop.
Well, we all know you're not 25.
27 tops.
So I didn't wanna say.
Well, that was a long time ago too, so it may have, wasn't it? If that was before my
How
time.
long ago it was?
Things might have changed since then, I don't know.
Did you read this?
Yeah, but that's not, it doesn't, it's still, it still would, it would allow, this would
But
allow.
maybe she's, this is where we have to find what she's referencing. Maybe that's what
No, she's talking
I
about
just wanna find the.
zoning article 5, which was changed in 2006. This changed the maximum residential density in the village residential district, which is not, this is downtown,
Yeah.
from 3 to 2 dwelling units per lot. That's not, I don't see anything.
No. Now you gotta find it.
No,
You
you
didn't
don't
make
have
it
to
up.
find it, you can go on
You
it.
gotta figure out what you were talking about at least. You didn't make it up.
I mean, one thought is that the fact that it hasn't been uncovered yet, let's say, sort of maybe suggests that it's buried somewhere.
Obscure.
Yeah, it may be buried somewhere, and something buried somewhere in the ordinance is probably gonna be deemed, having less, weight than a charter permitted uses or a table of dimensional values, so.
And I see
mean-
nothing in that.
Right, I mean, I don't, certainly there's no harm in continuing to look if that's what the board wishes to do, but, you know, it's just one thought that,
Well, and I also know that when we talked about the, on Main Street where the, haircuts for men, adding a third floor there,
oh,
the only requirement was the parking lot be completed.
oh,
It
right,
had- It didn't have anything to do with the number of units that could be in the building.
right.
Just put like the units.
The town even filled in the lot and it's still not a,
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason not to do that,
I don't either.
because. See, that's a problem.
Any other comments from the board? I can find nothing in the chart or in the body.
There's a couple other things in the application that I checked
Where are
off.
those?
The data plat and the scaling map.
Are,
The scaling map and, the date of the plat. Under existing
yeah,
data
I
and
see the
information.
scale, I don't see the date. I see the date, I don't see the scale.
Two up.
Oh, I see it, yeah.
So are those NA
Those, again, were not checked off because I had not done them yet, but they are, fulfilled. So those should have been checked.
They should be checked.
so that's through you, Darn.
You guys have all my, stuff, but,
Data plat and
it's,
scale.
yeah, I mean, I think,
Good mix.
okay, yeah. I mean,
Just saying.
And again, there are waivers,
Yeah.
okay? And then there's no proposed subdivision or site plans for more than 3 lots, and a waiver is requested for soil types and water main, sewers, etc. No percolation tests.
What's a square?
Hmm?
What's a square? Water main squares and other utilities.
What is it?
So, I was just gonna say, Ms. Tilton made a good point about accepting the waiver request, make a motion to accept the waiver request, and, along those lines, I was thinking, maybe the very best procedure would be to have a motion on whether or not to accept the waiver request prior to,
Yeah, but there's 2 areas of waiver requests, so, one's for lot and property lines, and then one is for,
There's actually 3 areas of waivers.
Yeah, there's one on the back side.
well, one on the back side is the one I just,
There's, there's one for great.
oh, I see, yeah, you're right. All right, just let's take them one at a time then, so I'll accept the motion.
Motion to accept the waiver for, the section that contains property lines on the first page.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Aye, opposed? All right, then there's one for existing building structure.
Oh, yeah. Make another motion to accept the, waivers for the existing building structure, 4-foot plan.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And then there's one for soil types.
Did we determine swearers was just a typo?
I know, I don't know what
Are
they
you
are.
making a motion for that?
Make a motion to accept the waivers for the, since there's no proposed subdivision or site plan section.
I have some question about that. I'm confused. Is it like the last three things that they've done, or are they looking for, from the fire department or the Aqua?
Well, we've already got 2 apartments in there, so if there's on file, then there is adequate emergency vehicle access. There's already water in the building.
They would have to be notified anyways if it would be an additional dwelling unit versus
Should. But that wouldn't prohibit him from getting going.
No,
No, I just,
Just in general for safety. Or wouldn't that come with a certificate of occupancy?
I was gonna say that would come with when the code enforcement officer goes in to take a look. Okay? You making the motion?
Again?
She's just waiting for a
Aye.
second.
Second.
All in
Thank
favor?
you.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, now, a motion to accept the site plan.
Yeah. A motion to accept the, application for planning board case 15-23 is substantially complete, to include the empty boxes completed. Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed?
That's a good way to put it.
Okay. Now you,
Do I give my spiel?
We're ready now.
It's my first time hearing before the board.
they give us hours, so.
So as you can see, the building is the one right next to the parking lot, on the other side of, Tilton Pizza. And the ground floor, which once was an office, with 2 offices in the back and a meeting area in the front, has its own entrance off of the main entrance to the building. So there'll be no changes to the main entrance to the building, no changes to the building itself, or the landscape around it. Once you enter the ground floor, you can look at the floor plan there. There's going to be no change of any walls or any structural changes to the building whatsoever. It's all we need to do, aside from a few upgrades, is put in a shower into the existing bathroom and install a kitchen, which will be in the front room there. I have spoken with a few people. I spoke to Joanna Ames with the Sewer Commission, and she said that there would be no problems because it's already existing. They see no problems with changing it from being commercial to residential. And same goes for water. Forget who I spoke with there. The gentleman mentioned only that I should have the plumber, while he's there, take a peek in the basement, because there is a shut-off valve that, if it has not been updated, should be updated. something that the town does.
The water company
The water
does.
The water,
It's separate from the town.
okay, okay. The water company does, great. And I spoke with, Tim Joubert
Yeah.
at the fire department. He said, he doesn't foresee any problems going ahead. He will have to come in and look at it, make sure the smoke detectors are up to code. He said because it's being changed to a residential, the, entrance into the not into the main building, but the entrance into the apartment needs to be a fire rated door, and it needs to close on its own, which, will have, in order for us to get our CO, that'll have to happen. And there need to be egress windows in both of the bedrooms, of a certain size. I think it's 5.3 square feet, so that somebody could get out of a window using fire. And other than that, he didn't foresee any problems on his end. Yeah, I can entertain any questions that you have about it.
I don't have anybody else.
I don't know if it's not really a question for him, it's just for a discussion point, but there's a big window on that side, and we've had an issue with light spillage as of late with another property. So this could be an issue here from the town property, from the lights going through that window.
It's a residence.
I understand that, but the town of Tilton owns the lot next door.
Oh, okay.
We've had another case recently before where we had light spillage going from a property onto other people's property. I just want to make sure that's not going to be an issue.
Wouldn't seem as though, because there's two
I wouldn't
apartments
think so.
upstairs right there as well, already,
Yeah,
and there's no issue with those.
I'm just bringing it up.
Okay,
So, just bring it up, just saving us a headache later on down the road.
They don't have the little windows upstairs though.
no,
But I'm just thinking of cars pulling in and out of that parking lot, they're gonna be shining more into that window versus, they're not gonna be going upstairs unless there's a spotlight. But I'm just bringing it up, because it's an adjoining property to the town of Tilton.
well, that's renter beware, I think.
Yes.
You're fronting Main Street, you got a big
Well, it's a commercial
window.
property before, it wasn't an issue,
Sure
now it's
enough.
gonna be a residential property where now people are gonna be there at night where they may not have been there at night. And I'd just
If
like
we
to
were
avoid,
ins-
I'd like to avoid an issue that we've had with other properties.
If
and
we
let's
were
bring it up.
installing a light, I could see where that would be an issue. You know,
Converting a commercial to a residential, so let's look at it.
So I think it's fairly common sense though.
Yeah, well, it's a Main Street, it's a Main Street apartment, it's not, we're talking about before you have a residential area that happens to have a neighbor that's a school who's installed.
Well, it's a reverse of what we
Yeah.
have, so it's, I'm just, good point.
So noted.
That bay window is also at least 7 feet off the ground, I think. It's,
It is up high,
it is up fairly high.
but maybe streetlights,
Yeah,
you
I'd
know.
like to think people would have curtains or something in there anyway,
Nah, I
would
would-
light the light.
I mean, we've got streetlights all over
Hopefully
town,
they're
I mean, we worry about a street light.
No, it's a good thing you bring up,
The
but I
cars
think
are
you guys.
pulling in and you're trying to watch
know.
TV and the lights keep going by, they
But
may
if you have your
complain.
curtains closed, what's the problem?
Like,
Yeah,
because
draw-
light.
draw the curtains.
Right, there's nothing.
I would at night.
Light blocking curtains.
Yeah.
Well, the other butter had to go buy curtains for the other person because they complained, so.
Maybe we should.
I would hate for the town of Tilton to have to purchase curtains for this property, that's all.
Maybe we should just get ahead of it and just decorate.
I like that idea.
I'm guessing the town would fight it. I'm
You're
guessing.
right.
Just, I'm throwing it out
Just
there.
saying, just saying.
Just saying.
Is that you as the selectman, or is the,
That would be my personal feeling, but I don't
Inside
speak
knowledge
for the
on
board
whether-
of selectmen here.
all right,
But no
all
one
right,
really knows.
I'm not sure it's a concern, but let's note that it may be a concern. The town will not pay for curtains.
We do suggest them.
Huh?
We do suggest them.
Beyond that purview.
I have a
All
big
right,
window like
I'll
that.
entertain a motion. I think the only condition, we have to make sure that all of the state, federal, and local permits and conditions are taken care of. That would include the fire, getting the fire in there and making sure that the water main is changed, the valve or whatever has to be changed.
That was a suggestion, not a requirement by them. They said that it, would behoove the owner of the property to do it. But we're gonna have the.
Well, if it's out of code, I would say it's more than a suggestion.
Right.
And we're making it a condition.
Great.
Yeah, if it's
Very
out of
good.
code, Al will be all
Yes.
over that, eat the
Yeah.
code.
Right,
Yes.
I met him, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to accept planning board case something. 15-23.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Aye. Opposed?
Abstain.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, she's got that place.
Just got a question, yeah, okay. Oh. You said it.
All right.
She's on
Great,
code.
thank you very much.
That's good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care.
All right. Judy has to leave. I'm sick. And we have somebody who's not here tonight. The ex officio's not here tonight.
And I'm guessing she might wanna weigh in on some of these issues.
Well, I
Just a
think
guess.
I think it's really important that we have a full board, and I'm just not up to arguing about
Yeah,
variances, et cetera, tonight.
no, health is
Um,
most important.
So, Dory suggested that we entertain having a meeting next week. Is anybody amenable to that, or object to that?
This
Hmm?
was,
I'm unavailable, I have another meeting,
All next week?
school board on Tuesday.
Okay.
Would you be available to, sorry, may I speak?
Yeah,
No. Would it,
I am available to take comments and discuss amendments with anyone, and if you'd like to do that.
Yeah, if that's easier, so that we can still meet.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
fine.
is that okay? Is everybody available next Tuesday? Okay, we'll meet next Tuesday then.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, I'm just,
everybody
Yeah.
gets sick once in a while.
Is any-
Zoning is meeting at 7 that night.
No, zoning doesn't meet in December, sorry if that's still on the
Okay,
calendar.
alright, sweet.
has anybody had a chance to review the minutes? I did do that.
I did,
Yes.
Any
I
corrections?
only found one little thing and it was no biggie.
What was it, a spelling or something like
No, it was
that?
just a word that wasn't put in, another one what was put in, that should have been put in, but it's like, it was no biggie.
It didn't change the meaning or anything?
No, not at all,
Okay.
not at all.
Then I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes, so we want to get those on the website.
Mm.
Oh, while we're talking about minutes
Can we-
and stuff,
we
I'm
need a
not gonna
motion
be
to
here in
accept them.
January.
We need
Oh.
a
Make a motion to accept the minutes of
second,
November
Second.
24th,
Second,
2000.
okay.
all in favor?
She didn't want to.
Opposed?
And I will abstain as I was not present.
All right,
I was looking at it, it wasn't,
Okay.
it
all
wasn't
right,
coming out.
now, I'm sorry, Elaine, you won't be here in
I
January?
won't be here in January. Actually, the
16.
first meeting I might be here, but I'm not sure. But then I won't be here until February, I think 16th.
Going to Florida?
Uh,
Going to Florida?
No, I'm going to California.
Oh, Florida.
Good job.
Nice, then.
Okay,
Good water.
all right,
So that's two.
motion to adjourn?
Motion to
Second.
adjourn.
Second,
Favor?
third, fourth.
You can't abstain?
I don't have to abstain on that one.
Here are these since you didn't have any.
Okay, thank you. All
And
right.
I'm guilty of stealing at least some of your stuff.
Did you make copies of the schedule for next year?
Yeah, yep.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh, no.